Hey, I'm Kai from Flamenco Explained, and this video is actually a mic shootout, a comparison of 4 microphones of the kind that you would use for recording flamenco guitar. Small diaphragm condensers, right? It's the most commonly used mic. You're definitely going to want to stick around for the playing in this video because our friend Jose Fermín is doing all of the playing, and he is one of the best young flamenco players out there today. Really, the point of this video is that I wanted to compare some of these mics for myself. I wanted to see how much difference there really is between small diaphragm condenser mics. And I use mostly mics that I own. If you're a flamenco player, this will be interesting because we obsess about these purchases, and the question is, how big a difference really does it make? So we're gonna take a listen. Now, I've tried to keep the variables down to a complete minimum. So we have the same preamps, which are the preamps in the Apogee Ensemble. Same conversion, same everything. It's the same performance. So really the variables are the mic placement, really, because it's the same performance. The 4 mics the capsules are as close as possible. That's really the variable. Everything else is exactly the same. Now, I decided to put a little bit of reverb on this for a very specific reason. You may wish I hadn't done that, but the reason I did is because in the real world, when we do a recording, we're probably going to put a little reverb on there, and if the reverb masks the difference between one mic and another and it makes it so that we can't tell that there's a difference, that's important to know, I think, right? Like maybe scientifically, if you compare them, they're a little bit different, but if our ears can't tell the difference when you've done like the tiniest little thing to it, like add some reverb, that's a really good thing to know before spending, $500 or $5,000 on a microphone. So let's look at the mics that we're using, right? The first is the Neumann KM84. Right, so this little beat up mic is a very low serial number, 3002. So it's probably from 1966 or 67, one of the very first, well, the very first FET mic that was ever made, right? This is basically industry standard for recording any kind of acoustic guitar and obviously flamenco guitar or classical guitar also. So this is kind of, there are more expensive mics. People will argue that there's way better mics, but this is, not as good as it gets, but pretty much. The next mic is the Neumann KM184, which replaced the KM84, and that pissed some people off. So a lot of people like to talk about the differences between the KM84 and the KM184. I actually borrowed this one. This is the one mic I don't own because I think it's interesting to hear how big that difference really is with flamenco guitar. The next mic is the Soyuz 013 FET. Slightly bigger capsule, but a lot of reviews compare this mic to the KM84. So let's see how close it is, if we can really tell the difference. And finally, this is a bit of a control. I don't own a really cheap small diaphragm condenser, which I probably should have gotten one, but this is a mic that you can buy these days used for about $300, right? The mic and the capsule. This is the AKG C460b with a CK61 capsule. I mean, for $300, this is a pretty great mic. So let's see if we can really tell the difference between these. So what do you guys think? Is it really worth hunting down and spending upwards of $1,500 to find a vintage KM84? Will a KM184 do? Is the AKG really like the bargain of the year right now? You can get one for 300 bucks. Leave your comments. Let us know what you thought of the mics, if there's a big difference, and any other thoughts.